Many students think that 0.05 is the greater number, but in actuality, 0.5 is the greater number. Why and how? We will understand this further in this video. Let's start. What is a decimal? Let's say we have a number 37, that is a whole number. Then we have a decimal 4, so the decimal is the point. So 37 is the whole number on the left hand side of the decimal, and on the right hand side of the decimal we have the part of the whole number. This chart you can see that before the decimal we have the usual ones, tens, hundreds, and after the decimal we start with tenths, hundredths, thousandths. It is very important that you understand and you read it properly and your spellings are right. Let's see this number 437.065. What is the place value of all the digits in this number? So 0 is just after the decimal. It does not start with ones or oneths. There is nothing like ones. 0 is tenths, 6 is hundredths, and 5 is thousandths. Similarly, we already know 7 is for ones, 3 is for tens without the th, 4 is for hundreds without the th. So we use th before the s and after the word for place values after the decimal. Now we will understand word form, how to read and write the decimal. There are three types of forms in the whole number place value system, and those are the same three types in the decimal place value system. So first of all, the standard form is whatever the number is, for example 437.65. This is the standard form. But if we want to write this in a word form, let's say our number is 0.3. This is the standard form of the number. Let's write it in the word form. So, what place value is the 3 at? Tenths, right? So, it will be 3 tenths. Now, what if the number is 0.46? So, this is a 46, right? But what is the place value of the last digit? Hundredths. So, we will write 46 hundredths. Do not forget the H and the S. Now, we did not write anything here. We directly started with the decimal word. The reason is, can you guess? The reason is because before the decimal, in both the examples, we have 0. What if our number is 2.45? What will you do then? First, we will write the number before the decimal. So, 2 and this decimal also we have to read. So, for the decimal, wherever we get the decimal, we write and we read it also as and. We also read it as point, but we always write and. 2 and now. Can you guess? 45. The 5 is at which decimal place value? Tenths, hundredths, right? So, hundredths. Now we will understand the value of each digit in a decimal number. For example, we have 37.486. You know the value of 3 and 7, right? For 7 it is 7 and for 3 it is 30. But what about 4, 8 and 6? How will we go about that? Now, in the decimal, everything is reversed. So, for the first digit after the decimal, which is a 4, what you will do is, whatever numbers you have before this doesn't matter. You will write 0, point, or a decimal. Now, the next digit after decimal is 4 itself, and that is the value you need to give. So, 0.4. This is the value. That's all. This is your answer. But what if we need to give the value of 8? So whatever you have before the decimal doesn't matter, it will be simple 0.0 decimal. Now what is the next number you have after this? So 4, right? It's not the number you need to give the value of. So that would be a 0. In that place it will be a 0. And now comes the question number, which is 8, right? So we write in 8 at the place value that it is in the question. So 0.08 is the value of 8 in this number. Similarly, can you guess the value of 6? Write them down in the comments below. Let's see if you get it right. So what will happen when you put it in expanded form? Before the decimal, it goes as is we did in the previous lesson of place value. So 30 plus 7. Now you have a decimal. Nothing will happen. If you have a decimal, you will just simply place a plus and move forward with your numbers. So what was the value of 8? 0.8, right? So just write 0. Now what is the value of 6? We just did in the topic before this one. Doesn't matter what the number before the decimal is, 0. You have to find out the 6. There is a digit before the 6, so you put a 0. Now your place value is of 6, you put in 6, so 0.06. Similarly for 5, 0.005. This is your answer. Simple, just put all the values and their expanded form. 1 is 0.5, other number is 0.05. Now, I know I already told you the answer at the starting of the video, but why? How? Because in decimal numbers, whenever the numbers before the decimals are equal, so right now it's a 0, even if both had 1 here, both had 2, 100 doesn't matter. If the numbers before the decimals are equal, then we start comparing the numbers after the decimal, right? Now, you have to see that the first digit after the decimal should be greater. The digit at 10th place should be greater. If the digit at 10th place is greater, then that number is greater. Simple. For example, here, the 10th place is just after the decimal, right? So in this case, there's 5. In this case, it is 0. Which number is greater, 5 or 0? Of course, it's 5, right? So this is greater. Let's say instead of this number, we have 0.45. This number, what is the value? What is the number at 10th place? It's 4. And here it's a 5. So still 0.5 is bigger. Even if you can only see a 5 here and a 45 here, still 0.5 is bigger because I am repeating it. Digit at 10th place you have to complete, not the entire number. Now let's say your number is 3.3 and 3.30. Which one do you think is greater? It's a trick question because both of them are equal. The reason is that here you have which digit do you have before the decimal? It's a 3, so they are equal, right? Now we will compare the digits after the decimal. What number do you have just after the decimal, like at 10th place? Both are 3, right? Again, you can't compare them. Till now they are coming to be equal. Now let's see the next case value. At hundredths, it's a 0. But here there is no number. So when there is a 0 at the end after the decimal, not before the decimal, after the decimal it has no value. Just like 0.3 is equal to 3. Similarly, 0.3 is equal to 0.3. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments and I will answer them. Bye.